We all know walking is good for us. But what if I told you that the most powerful health benefits of walking are the ones nobody ever talks about? What if a simple daily walk could spark your creativity better than a formal brainstorming session, calm your anxiety faster than a meditation app, and even upgrade your social life? In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the hidden health benefits of walking that will change the way you see this simple exercise forever. You've heard it a million times, right? From your doctor, from magazines, from that fitness guru on your feed. You should walk more. It's good for your heart, helps with weight, blah, blah, blah. And look, all of that is true. But if we're being honest, it's a little boring. It's the kind of advice that's so common, we've all started to tune it out. We've turned walking into a chore, another box to check off on the to-do list. It's become the vanilla ice cream of exercise. Reliable, sure, but not exactly exciting. But what if that a massive misunderstanding? What if viewing walking as just a low-effort calorie burn means we're missing out on its most profound, almost magical powers? The truth is, walking is one of the most primal and powerful activities hardwired into our human DNA. For thousands of years, it's how we explored, survived, and connected. Our bodies and brains didn't just evolve to walk. They evolved because we walked. In our world of instant everything, food, entertainment, ride shares, we've engineered this fundamental movement right out of our lives. And in doing so, we've unknowingly robbed ourselves of incredible benefits that go way beyond the number on a scale. These are the benefits that work deep in our biology and psychology, rewiring our brains, resetting our emotions, and even reshaping our social worlds. Today, we're going on a journey to reclaim what we've lost. We're going to uncover the stunning, science-backed secrets that make walking one of the most powerful medicines available. A medicine that's free, accessible to nearly everyone, and has virtually no negative side effects. This isn't just about hitting 10,000 steps. It's about unlocking a completely different way of feeling, thinking, and living. So, lace up your shoes and let's get started. Let's start with a feeling we all know too well, being stuck. Utterly, frustratingly stuck. You're staring at a blank page or a tricky problem at work, and your brain just feels like a tangled mess. You try to force a solution, but nothing happens. It's one of the worst feelings, and being told to just think harder is usually the worst advice. But what if the solution isn't to sit and stare, but to stand up and walk away? This is our first hidden benefit. Walking is a powerful tool for rewiring your brain for creativity and superior problem solving. This isn't just a nice idea. It's backed by neuroscience. When you walk, a cascade of amazing things happens in your brain. First, the simple act of moving increases blood flow, flooding your brain cells with the fresh oxygen they need to fire on all cylinders. This boost stimulates key neurotransmitters that improve both your mood and your focus. But the real magic lies in how walking changes your thinking. It puts your brain into a state of soft fascination. The part of your brain that's responsible for intense, logical focus, the part that gets exhausted when you're trying to force a solution, finally gets to relax. This allows other, more associative networks to light up. Your subconscious gets to work, making creative connections between ideas your conscious mind would have ignored. This is when the aha moment usually strikes. And the proof is stunning. A landmark study from Stanford University found that a person's creative output increased by an average of 60% when they were walking. The effect was so strong, it lingered even after they sat back down. It didn't matter if they walked on a boring treadmill indoors or outside in nature. The movement itself was the key. So, here's what you do. The next time you feel stuck, recognize that feeling as a signal. Your brain is telling you it needs a change of state. Stand up and go for a 15-minute walk. Don't listen to a podcast. Just walk. Let your mind wander. By the time you get back, you'll likely find that the mental knots have loosened, and the solution is suddenly much clearer. You haven't just stretched your legs. You've fundamentally changed your brain's chemistry. In our hyper-connected, always-on world, stress and anxiety are the background noise of daily life for millions. That heavy blanket of anxiety or the gray fog of a low mood can settle in, making even simple tasks feel huge. Many of us scroll our phones for a distraction, but that's a temporary fix that often leaves us feeling worse. Now imagine you had a powerful, fast-acting treatment for anxiety and a low mood, no prescription needed. This is our second hidden benefit. A simple walk is one of the most effective, science-backed ways to improve your emotional health. Some research has even found it to be as effective as more intense forms of exercise for reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety. So what's going on in your body? When you're stressed, your body is in fight or flight mode, pumping out stress hormones like cortisol. Chronic high levels of cortisol are toxic, contributing to anxiety, poor sleep, and a weaker immune system. Walking directly counteracts this. The rhythmic motion signals to your nervous system that you aren't actually in danger, which helps lower cortisol levels and calms you down. At the same time, walking triggers a cocktail of feel-good neurochemicals. You've heard of endorphins, but it also boosts serotonin, a key mood regulator that many antidepressant medications are designed to target. Walking does it naturally, and if you can walk in a green space, the benefits are even greater. Studies show that walks in nature are significantly better at reducing stress and balancing emotions than walking in a city. The evidence is overwhelming. One massive meta-analysis of 75 different trials involving over 8,000 people concluded that walking could significantly reduce both depressive and anxiety symptoms. Another major study found that as daily steps go up, the odds of depression go down. People who hit 7,500 to 10,000 steps a day had a 42% lower chance of being diagnosed with depression. Here's the takeaway. Think of a daily walk as essential mental hygiene, just like brushing your teeth. If you feel anxiety creeping in or a low mood starting to form, intervene with a 20-minute walk. Pay attention to your senses, your feet on the ground, the air on your skin. This pulls you into the present moment and out of negative thought loops. It's a physical interruption of a negative mental pattern, and it provides a real, biological shift toward calm. We all know that feeling. The first tickle in your throat, the sudden fatigue, and the sinking feeling that you're coming down with something. Getting sick is a massive disruption. It means missed work, canceled plans, and the misery of being stuck in bed. What if your best defense wasn't a pill, but a daily habit? This is our third hidden benefit. Regular walking strengthens your immune system, turning it into a more vigilant defense force. Think of your immune system as an army, with white blood cells as the soldiers on patrol. A sedentary lifestyle is like having those soldiers sitting in the barracks. When you go for a brisk walk, you mobilize them. The increased blood flow sends these protective immune cells out into your body at a much higher rate, where they can hunt for invaders like bacteria and viruses. Each walk you take is like running a drill for your immune system, and the research is clear. One study that followed over 1,000 adults during flu season found that those who walked for 30 to 45 minutes a day had 43% fewer sick days. And when they did get sick, their symptoms were less severe and their illness was shorter. Plus, walking helps your immune system indirectly by lowering stress. As we covered, chronic stress and high cortisol levels actively suppress your immune function. By walking and lowering your cortisol, you're taking the brakes off your immune system and letting it do its job properly. This may even lower your risk for several types of cancer by helping your immune system identify and destroy abnormal cells. The action plan is simple: consistency. Aim for 30 minutes of brisk walking most days of the week. A pace where you can still talk, but are breathing a bit heavier is perfect. You're not just exercising. You are actively training your body's internal army to be strong and ready to protect you year-round. Every step is an investment in your resilience. Let's talk about the 3 p.m. slump. Lunch is over. Your energy crashes, and an intense craving for something sweet or starchy hits you like a truck. You know you shouldn't reach for the donut, but the urge is overwhelming. This isn't a lack of willpower. It's often a sign that your blood sugar and gut health are out of whack. This brings us to our fourth hidden benefit. Walking is a master regulator of your metabolism, able to stabilize your blood sugar, fight cravings, and even reshape the microbial ecosystem in your gut. First, blood sugar. After a meal, especially one with carbs, your blood sugar rises. A huge spike can lead to a crash later, triggering fatigue and cravings. Walking is an incredibly effective way to break this cycle. Even a short 5 to 15-minute walk after a meal makes a huge difference. Your muscles pull glucose directly from your bloodstream for energy, which blunts the blood sugar spike and prevents the crash. But the story gets even more interesting in your gut. Your gut is home to trillions of microbes that affect everything from your digestion to your mood and cravings. New research shows that walking can increase the diversity of these microbes. A 2017 study found that when sedentary people started a regular cardio routine, they saw a significant rise in beneficial bacteria that produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and help regulate appetite. By walking, you're creating an environment that favors the good guys in your gut, which helps quiet the bad guys screaming for sugar. So, here's an experiment. Instead of collapsing on the couch after dinner, make a 15-minute walk a non-negotiable habit. It's not about burning off the meal. It's about regulating your body's response to it. And the next time that afternoon sugar craving hits, try a brisk 15-minute walk before you give in. You're physically changing your body's chemistry in real time and taking back control. One of the deepest fears many of us have is losing our minds as we age. We see it in our families, the slow fade of memory that comes with cognitive decline, dementia, and Alzheimer's disease. We do crossword puzzles and play brain games, hoping to keep our most vital organs sharp. But what if the most powerful tool for protecting our brain wasn't a puzzle, but a pathway? This leads us to our fifth and most profound hidden benefit. Regular walking is one of the best strategies we have for building a more resilient, functionally younger brain and protecting it against age-related decline. As we've covered, walking boosts blood flow to the brain, but a study from the University of Maryland found something even more exciting. After just 12 weeks of treadmill walking, older adults showed stronger, more synchronized activity in critical brain networks, including the one linked to memory that is first affected by Alzheimer's. The lead researcher said, "We're demonstrating that exercise training strengthens these connections." The most groundbreaking research, however, is on the toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's, amyloid and tau. A recent study published in Nature Medicine followed adults who had elevated levels of these proteins but were not yet showing cognitive symptoms. They found that those who were more physically active showed slower accumulation of tau protein and a slower rate of cognitive decline. The results were astonishing. Even modest activity, around 3,000 to 5,000 steps per day, delayed cognitive decline by an average of 3 years. Those who walked between 5,000 and 7,500 steps per day delayed it by 7 years. Think about what that means. Your daily walk is an act of defiance against one of the most feared diseases of our time. Every step may be actively helping to slow the progression of these toxic proteins in your brain. So, view your daily step count not as a random fitness metric, but as a direct investment in your future mind. The science shows significant benefits start long before 10,000 steps. If you're not active now, don't be intimidated. Aiming for just 4,000 or 5,000 steps a day can create a powerful protective effect. You're not just moving your body, you're defending the organ that holds your memories, your personality, and yourself. Section 6. It strengthens your social fabric and combats loneliness. We live in the most connected time in history, yet we're experiencing an epidemic of loneliness. This sense of isolation isn't just a bad feeling. Research shows it can be as damaging to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. We have a deep need for genuine connection that a screen just can't satisfy. This brings us to a benefit of walking that is almost entirely overlooked. Walking is a powerful antidote to loneliness and a tool for weaving a stronger social fabric in your life. How? First, by the simple act of seeing and being seen. When you walk through your neighborhood, you move at a human pace. You make eye contact, you nod, you say hello. These small interactions, or weak ties, are the bedrock of community. One classic study found that people on streets with more walkers had 3 times as many local friends as those on high-traffic streets. Second, walking is the perfect platform for deeper conversations. Have you ever noticed that the best talks happen not when you're sitting face to face, but when you're side by side, moving together? Walking lowers social anxiety and makes people feel more comfortable opening up. A walk and talk with a friend or partner can transform a simple catch-up into a much more meaningful connection. Finally, walking is a gateway to community. All over the world, people form walking and hiking groups. Joining one provides a triple threat of benefits: physical activity, time in nature, and automatic social connection with like-minded people. It takes the awkwardness out of making new friends by giving you a shared, healthy activity as the foundation. Here's your plan. Start by making yourself visible with a daily walk around your neighborhood. Next, upgrade one weekly phone call or coffee date to a walk and talk. And if you're feeling isolated, search online for a local walking group. That first step might feel intimidating, but it's one of the most effective ways to combat loneliness and build a new community. You aren't just walking for your health. You're walking for your connection to humanity. We started with a simple idea that the biggest benefits of walking are the ones we ignore. We've seen that a simple walk is anything but. It's a creativity booster that can rewire your brain. It's a natural mood lifter that can calm anxiety. It's an immune shield that trains your body to fight off illness. It's a metabolic reset button that can tame cravings and improve gut health. It's one of your best defenses against cognitive decline, building a younger, more resilient brain. And it's a fundamental tool for human connection that fights loneliness. The real magic here is that walking is for everyone. It doesn't require a gym or expensive gear. It's our birthright, the movement our bodies and brains were designed for. It meets you wherever you are. The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. It's about bringing this ancient rhythm back into your modern life. You don't have to wait months to feel the difference. You can feel it the very first time you step out the door, the shift in your mood, the clarity in your thoughts. The greatest journey begins with a single step, and maybe the greatest journey back to your own health starts the same way. Now that you know the hidden benefits of walking, the next step is to make it a consistent habit. Check out this video on the 3 simple ways to start a walking habit that sticks to turn this knowledge into a lifelong practice. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell icon for the daily updates. Please do like, subscribe, and share with your friends.